Rob?
Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues. Alright, you've clicked on an unboxing video here. You are seeing the Dark Knight Rises John Blake and the Batman Arkham City Robin here. I took both of these figures with us to Buffalo, New York for ODC, That's Me's wedding. We were honored enough that he asked us to come to Buffalo to celebrate in his wedding, and that was just a blast in and of itself, and I think there'll be another video portion after this unboxing. Hopefully you stay tuned and stick around for the rest of that video. But I took both of these guys, took the cop suit or jacket part off of John Blake and put on this my pseudo Bruce Wayne just suit jacket here. Because my wife and I decided, well, since we're going all the way to Buffalo for ODC's wedding, let's make it into a little bit of a trip, and we decided to go to Niagara Falls. So on a lot of my wife and I's trips, I'll take a Robin action figure along, and I'll just pose him in different places, just kind of show, hey, look, we've been here, we've been there. We've been doing a Ohio historical signs trip around the state of Ohio. There's like 14,000 some odd signs that we'll just look for around Ohio, and I'll pose Robin with a picture. So that's kind of grown into now Family Vacations taking a Robin action figure. Automatica, she was going to the wedding as well, and she said she was going to bring an action figure, so I was going to bring an action figure. So since we both had Arkham action figures, that's how we decided to do Arkham here, so we could have the first meeting of Automatica and myself, and then our action figures. She took it a step farther and brought a suited body of I think a Buffy action figure, and took the Hush head of Nightwing and put it on that. I was trying to match heads for the John Blake body, but I couldn't find a head in the last, half hour we were getting ready to leave the house. So Tim Drake here, what I now call this figure, he just showed up to the wedding without a mask, But anyway, it's not that you cared for that, but if you want to see the pictures of Olivia and I meeting for the first time with Todd and my wife, and just hanging out for the day at comic book shops, and then seeing pictures of Robin here and probably this guy at Niagara Falls, that's going to be after the wedding, and then I'll probably do a little video about ODC's wedding and the other YouTuber that showed up at the wedding, which Olivia and I did not know that he was going to show up, so I'll kind of save that for towards the end of the video. So this is going to be an unboxing and a ODC That's Me wedding day and a road trip video. So let me get these guys out of here real quick. Now on this trip I knew that obviously it was ODC's wedding, but on our trips we'll hit comic book shop and maybe toy shops and stuff like that along the way, Walmart's, Target's, Toys R Us, and things like that. Generally did not think I was going to pick up as much as I did. I knew, okay, meeting up with Automatica, that we were going to hit a comic book shop together, and I knew I was going to buy a figure, and I thought that's probably about all I'm going to buy on this trip. There was something else that I have been looking for all around my area that I thought, oh, on the way home we'll stop at a couple places and we'll see. So the first thing I bought, if I can find it here, was this guy. The Jay Lee Batman figure. I saw a whole entire wave. So this was the first shop that after we met Olivia and Todd, we drove to this comic shop. And this is where ODC says this is one of the best comic book shops in Buffalo, and is probably one of the few within the distance that we would be traveling. So this was a really, really good find. I can't wait to get this guy out of package and review him. They only had one of him in the shop, so I don't know if Todd was thinking that he was going to try and pick him up, but they had, one Superman, one Catwoman. Actually, the Catwoman was saved for somebody else. We thought it might have been ODC at first, but, it wasn't, had somebody else's name on it. So when I bought Batman, there was just Wonder Woman and I think 2 Supermen left. And Superman looked really, really good. I'm trying to do this in order. Todd threw this at me. It's a bouncing ball. He was like, "Hey, Rob, check this out." So I thought, well, I got to pick it up. It's got Robin on it. Don't know what I'm going to do with the bouncing ball. Maybe put it on my desk. But the fact that Todd threw this at me, he's like, "Hey, check this out," and I didn't catch it. It like bounced off of me. So I thought that was really cool, and it was neat to see. As we were driving from place to place, we had a lunch together with Todd and Olivia, to look in my rear view mirror, and there is Automatica sitting behind me. And it was just, it's kind of that weird feeling of like, I'm used to seeing you on the video screen, and now getting a chance to hang out with you in person was really cool. And knowing that later that day we were going to Anthony's wedding was so much fun. Now I'm trying to do this in order. So that is all I bought while we were in Buffalo. Went to the wedding, so I bought a rubber bouncy ball and Batman. And I thought, okay, that's probably going to be about it. Maybe as we go home, we'll stop at a Walmart or a Target or a Toys R Us and just kind of make the journey home. With Todd and Olivia, we did stop at a Walmart and just basically goofed around. I don't think anybody bought anything. We were looking for stuff, but nobody really found anything they were really after. Todd and Olivia got to experience their first first scrapbooking store. My wife is an avid scrapbooker, so she's taking pictures of all the stuff that we're doing and is going to put them together in a scrapbook. And Todd bought some stuff there, so just stuff that I do. I'm like, hey, I can use this for this, and so it was really kind of cool. So on our way home, my wife had the wonderful idea, rather than hopping back on the interstate and just, driving, is going from Buffalo all the way back through to Ohio. It's nothing but interstates and just hills and stuff like that. You really don't see many exits of if you see exits for here's food, here's gas, but to find your Walmarts, Targets, Toys R Us and stuff like that, maybe you may see one. So the about 5.5, 6 hour drive from Ohio to Buffalo, is, about 5.5 hours. Well, the way we went home and all the places that we stopped, we turned that 5.5 hours into almost, my wife said she calculated up, it's almost 13 hours. So we stopped at a lot of different places, and we stopped at wineries and just did some sightseeing on the way home. And some of the best trips, I think, are the ones where you go off of the beaten path and just start seeing what you see. So here are the other things that I bought. Some things I'm trying to do these in order here. We stopped at a Toys R Us shortly after leaving Buffalo, and my wife saw this and thought he was cute. So the Teen Titans Go, not that I'm a big fan of the cartoon series Teen Titans Go, but I thought this was neat with this little Robin action figure. It comes with his own pseudo Bat or Robin computer, so I thought that was pretty cool. There'll be a review for this guy. So that my wife saw it and thought of me. I thought that was pretty cool. We then went to a Walmart, and I've been looking for the Batman Arkham Knight Batmobile forever. This is I wouldn't say version 2, this is the second packaging of it. The first one was the standard Hot Wheels back with the race car drivers up here. Now there's a new Batman line. Basically, just because they had the Arkham Knight Batmobile, they decided to bring out some of the other vehicles. Which this is basically going to be the whole review here. You see the 66. Most of all these have already been out already, with the exception of the Arkham Knight Batmobile. And I picked up one more, which I wasn't able to find a Bat Pod earlier, so I thought that was pretty cool. Again, I'll do reviews of all of these here. So at a Walmart, this is going to be hard to show here, but it is, if I can find it's a poster. It is, see, BVS. It's the Batman teaser. So this is the large close-up that they gave of the at the movie studios, at the movie theaters for their very first teaser trailer for Batman vs. Superman. So this is Ben Affleck Batman with the Superman S over his face. So if you didn't get to go to the movie theater and pick one of these up, or if you've been looking at them online, you can now go to Walmart and pay, what, like $7 for this? 5 or maybe even $5 for a poster. So same size as the ones they were giving out in the theater. I think the S is a little different color. I think the S that was over Ben's face might have been red. This is orange, but everything else is exactly the same. So don't go paying the scalper prices unless you want the actual one that they gave out at the movie theater, but this works just as good for me. So maybe I'll show that once I get it opened. And then, let's see if I got everything right. This, now, I don't know whether I'm going to put these pictures right in here or not. I found the holy grail and the mecca of an action figure store that you would ever possibly want. I think I'm going to put all the pictures at the very end. So the pictures of this action figure store will be the very first set of pictures that you will see. While we were driving, you know, our 13 hours back home, that should only take 5.5, again, we were stopping a lot of different places. We're driving down the road, and it's Sunday as we're driving down the road, and we're just kind of talking, my wife and I, back and forth just about the weekend that we've had. And out of the corner of my eye, I see what looks like action figures in a window, like a bunch of them. And I was like, did I just see action figures in that storefront? My wife's like, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. So we're continuing to drive for a couple blocks, and I'm like, I think there were. And she's like, do you want to stop? I said, well, it's Sunday. We're kind of in a business district of a small little town. I'm like, it's Sunday. If it's a shop, it's going to be closed. She's like, you know, why not check? We're only a couple blocks away. So we turned back around, and there was an open sign in the window. And you walk in, and there are action figures everywhere. The store was clean. It was nice. There are old action figures, new action figures, in box, out of box. We talked to the store manager. We were probably there almost an hour just talking to him. They also have a comic book shop, so they get comics coming in weekly. All of these figures were there, so I could have bought more of them there. But figures that I've been looking for a very long time were there. Other DC/UC figures, Marvel's Legends, wrestling, G.I. Joe. There are 3 floors in this storefront. And the manager said that the store owner said when he and his wife would go on road trips that he was always looking for this type of store and could never find anything like it. And his wife had said, well, why don't you just open up your own store? So this is great. I'm going to put their information, probably in a picture in the description down here below. If you're ever in the Erie, Pennsylvania area and you're trying to find action figures, check this place out. I'll show you the 2 things I bought. There were first of all, I bought some comics there. I'm trying to complete some holes in my Robin collection. So there's issue 50, issue 133 of Robin, and I bought the Teen Titans Go variant, which some of these variant covers go for crazy expensive. And he's like, right now, for the month that they're coming out, he's like, they are the cover price. You can see $2.99 there, $2.99 there. Most comic book shops will jack up the price and say, oh, this is a variant, you know, it's going to cost you, you know, $5. He's like, I'm not going to be a jerk like that. If that's the cover price right now, he's like, maybe a month from now, the book may go to $5. He's like, but I'm not going to charge 10 or 15 the day that it comes out. So I think this just came out just this past week. So there are those there. Now, here are the 2 action figures I bought. I could have, I was texting all the other rogues about, you've got to check this place out, knowing that Olivia and Todd were still in the New York area. And I know they weren't going to come back the direction we were because we were going towards Ohio. But Anthony immediately was like, I'm going on Monday. Well, the store owner says they close on Monday, and I thought that was an odd way to be closed on Monday. And he said the main reason that they're closed on Monday is he wanted to be open on Sunday for the very fact of someone like us that's driving back home from a weekend. And he's like, how disappointing would that be? You're leaving on a Sunday going back home and the store would have been closed. He's like, you would have driven all the way back to Ohio and never got to come into the store. So I think ODC says he's going on Tuesday, so it'll be very interesting to see what he buys. But here are the 2 things I bought. I apologize for this video being long, but I've just got so much to say about this haul, and it was such a great time. I got the first appearance. I'm going to have to look up some information on some of these. It's got a little bit of a loose leg here. But this is a DC Direct figure, the first appearance, Dick Grayson. So it'd be nice in my 75th anniversary of Robin celebration I'm doing on the channel to be able to review this guy. You can see, paid 18 bucks for him. Not bad. Not bad at all. Going online, he was loose. They didn't have any open or unopened there. They do have quite a bit open. Once I show you some of the pictures I took, you'll be really surprised of everything they have there. 3 floors of figures. So that was a definite pickup. And this one, I believe, is from DC Direct Origins 2-pack, is the Disco Nightwing. Hey, what's up? So this was pretty cool. They only had just this one. I think the other, when I do my review, I'll make sure I get the correct information. He was 18 also. And that was the other cool thing. The figures weren't overly expensive. He wasn't like price gouging these figures. I mean, some of the older, like really, really rare stuff that's there, yeah, they may be $20, $30, $40 going, hey, this is hard to find. But it's not being like, well, this is $110 where he isn't expecting to sell it at all. He's having reasonable prices to it. So 18 for a loose figure. For this, I think was pretty worth it for both of them. I do have the stand that he came with. They said if they got the accessories, depending on where they got them, if they bought them off eBay themselves or they just went out and bought these from flea markets and other things, he's like, if they came with their accessories, you get their accessories. So the only thing this Robin came with was his stand, and I don't think this Nightwing came with anything. I have 2 more here for my haul. Now, this is going to seem totally cheesy or whatever. After San Diego Comic-Con, was watching all the stuff that Mattel was coming out with, and it was very Batman versus Superman heavy. But one thing that I saw that they were doing the 12-inch, Batman Power Attack figures. If you remember, I reviewed a couple of those on the channel way back when, and I saw that they were going to come out with a Robin. You can find this Robin on eBay and Amazon, but they want anywhere from $40 all the way up to $60. I saw one the other day for $80. You can go into Walmart and buy these figures for $9.99. Toys R Us is selling them for $13. Again, that's Toys R Us being Toys R Us. So I've been trying to track down. The reason that our trip took 13 hours to come back from was because I was looking for this Robin figure. So by me saying that, that I finally found this thing. So it's only been since after San Diego Comic-Con, which was not that long ago, but to see that they're finally out. But the problem, like Mattel always does, Robin is a chase figure in the case assortment. So there's only one Robin per box, which is why people are selling them for the crazy ass prices that they are selling them for on eBay and Amazon of all places. So I'll show you Batman first. I saw they were doing this one. So again, this is not the action figure that's going to win awards, and when I review this guy, somebody's going to like, why did you pick this up? Like I always say on the channel, when I buy a Robin, I want to try and at least get a Batman that's in representation of it. You've seen this logo before. The standard Batman is the blue and gray Batman with this Batman logo on it. So I thought this was cool that they did a new 52 version of this Power Attack figure, which I thought he actually looks pretty decent. So there's that guy. And again, he's 13 inches tall, so he's rather large. And then the piece de resistance, ta-da! Robin. So, somebody's probably going, yay, we wait to the end of the video to show you this Robin figure. I would have let off with it. This was the reason why it took 13 hours to come back from Buffalo, New York, but it was in trying to track this guy down. because I didn't want to resort to trying to pick him up on eBay and then spending more money than he should be worth. He's just out. I know he's one per case. Quit doing that crap, Mattel. So very happy to have this, and he may become a figure when my wife and I are going out taking pictures on trips. He's rather large, so it's hard to put him in my pocket. It's going to be more in a backpack, so I don't know. But it's going to be fun to have this on the shelf. I'm glad to have it. I know somebody out there is going, wow, awesome, Rob. But hey, it's got Robin on it. I definitely wanted to get it. The toy place, if you wanted to see it, there is their information. Action Toy Man, action figures, comics, and collectibles. And they've got everything. When I mean everything, you'll see the pictures. They have a whole room dedicated to G.I. Joe. Classic G.I. Joe. I mean, like 12, 13-inch old school G.I. Joe to the current G.I. Joe to the 80s. They have a wrestling section. Remember the big wrestling figures in the ring with Mean Gene Holcomb and Roddy Piper and Junkyard Dog, all those guys. So there is their information. Definitely check them out if you're in Erie, Pennsylvania. They're only about 3.5, 4 hours away from us. So I think definitely this may be a meeting spot for ODC and I just to kind of hook up and hang out for a while. So, and they're their store hours. In case you want to know, it was nice that they were open 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on a Sunday, so very, very cool. So what you're going to see now are pictures from my wife and I's trip to Buffalo, New York, to go to ODC's wedding. You see pictures of Automatica, Olivia and I together hanging out at the comic book shop, having a meal with Todd and Olivia, my wife and I did, hanging out at the wedding, and then the other mystery YouTuber that showed up that kind of surprised us that he was going to be there, which he lives really close into my neck of the woods. I can hang out with this gentleman in about an hour. He lives that close, which I think we were talking about, hey, the next time we're in the Columbus area, we're going to give you a call, and if nothing else, just hang out, maybe go to a comic book shop and have a lunch or something like that. So, thanks for watching this far. I know the video's been long, but that's the fun part of going on a road trip, is getting a chance to talk about it. And it makes picking up these things really kind of cool. Knowing that I was going for a wedding and only assuming I'm picking up one, and I picked up all of this stuff. So there'll be reviews on all of these guys coming up very shortly. But now for the main thing, if you want to tune in just a little bit longer, I know this video is going to be long, but this is going to be the wedding portion and the hanging out with Automatica at a comic book shop in Buffalo. So, and pictures from Niagara Falls. And the music you're going to hear is written and performed by this guy and sung and drummed by me. My side little music project called the Purple Planet 10 Project. This is a song that a friend of mine wrote with me. Called Loving You's a Dangerous Game, so it's going to be the music that's going underneath it. So, hope you enjoy that, enjoy the pictures, and there may be another video message at the end. We'll see.
Woke up this morning on the wrong
just wanted to add this little tag on here. I know the video is a little bit long, but I just wanted to say more of a personal thanks to ODC Anthony. Thank you very, very much for inviting my wife and I to your wedding. We had a blast. Our whole entire trip was great. Us getting a chance to spend some time at Niagara Falls together. My wife and I took a little small mini vacation, and then getting to celebrate your wedding with you and your new lovely bride, and then getting a chance to meet Automatica in person. Olivia, it was a blast, a pleasure. Todd, it was great as well getting to meet you too, sir. And seeing Strident, he was the guest YouTuber that showed up that the rest of us didn't know he was going to be there. Strident lives very close to me. Why he and I haven't had lunch together or supper together. We're only about like an hour apart from one another. We had our own little YouTube table, and depending on the pictures, I haven't edited this video yet together. Excuse me, but I took some pictures on my cell phone, and my wife had her camera going, so I hope to get her camera into taking her pictures. I think turned out a little bit better than my cell phone did, being that Anthony's wedding turned into a nightclub towards the very end. But the conversation, which I don't want to tag on and make this whole video even longer, this may go into a topic for a later discussion. I have an idea of having a series called A Rogue Thought, but it's something that all of us reviewers at the table, Automatica, Strident, and myself, we're just kind of talking about that this little action figure community that we're all a part of, that you see us on our computer screens, and here's the latest action figure that I bought, or here's the comic that I have, or the video game I'm playing. To get in a room together with someone, or with three people, or four being ODC, being married, all four of us kind of together in a room, three of us with our wives and boyfriend in Automatica's case, getting to share in somebody else's joy and exuberation on their happiest day was an honor for everyone at the table. I think this is going to become a topic for a later video, but this little hobby that we all have has turned into like a personal connection that we have with all of these individuals. That here are three of us here to witness a marriage and a celebration of a fellow YouTuber, and I had put on Twitter that breaking the fourth wall, this thing right here is gone. And like I said in my unboxing part, or my haul video, getting to look in my rear view mirror as we're driving to a comic shop, and there sits Olivia right behind me, and behind my wife is sitting her boyfriend Todd, and knowing that in a couple hours we're going to go see Anthony's wedding. And it was really kind of surreal that the action figure thing that we all have in common has like turned to the other side, if you will, and has now become like real actual friends have been developed out of this little hobby that we're sharing parts of our lives. And just what an honor that was to be a part of your wedding, sir. Even knowing that we've known you for 3 years, and just seeing, we said it at the table, that everybody was just having a blast, and knowing that the personality and the character that we were seeing in Anthony, just in our action figure, to hear what the best man and the maid of honor were saying, and Anthony's new father-in-law, all the love that they had for Anthony, and what a cool guy he is. The three of us just going, how cool that we get to be a part of this day. So again, thank you, sir. I know for some people that are just clicking and subscribing to this video, just wanting to see what Rob has picked up for as his superhero stuff, to know that I hope you stayed through to the end of this video. I know it's long, but this was really important to all of us, and I know that Anthony will probably make some type of video before too long. And I know Olivia's on her way back home now, so maybe you'll see some other videos pop up. But I just wanted to say again a very personal thank you to ODC. That's me. Thank you, sir. It's been an honor being your friend, and it's been even cooler getting a chance to celebrate with you on your wedding. So thank you very much, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and the slideshow. Now I got to edit and put all this stuff together, so I'm not entirely sure what you have already seen, but you will see all of the reviews of the haul from ODC. That's me's wedding that we went to on my little scavenger hunt from Buffalo, New York, all the way back here to Ohio, all the different stops that we made. So you'll see all those, and I still have a stack of figures I got to get through. So enough talking. Let's get back to the action figures. Thanks for watching Rob's Rogues. It's an honor and pleasure being able to hopefully bring you guys some cool content here. So thanks again, ODC. That's me. Thank you very much, sir.